Welcome back to Tied Up with the Morgans. Today was beautiful, blue skies, sunny day all day. The high was 33 degrees. Fortunately, I don't think the snow is going anywhere anytime soon. We have enough of it. We have 2 more warm days coming up this week, and then it gets very cold again. And even the next couple of days will be cold, but I'm not too worried about the snow disappearing. And actually, this might be nice for building a snowman, which I think is what the kids have really wanted to do, and it hasn't been good packable snow. I also think it will be ideal for building an igloo. I don't know if we'll have enough snow for that though, and you really need some time for that, but I would love to show the kids how to build an igloo. Right now, I'm giving the chickens some scraps. We use this little ice cream gallon container here, and just kitchen scraps, eggshells, vegetables, fruit, anything goes to the chickens. No waste. It's a good feeling, and they love it, especially when they don't like all this snow. So they love some good treats. So we give them that, and then we're gonna go walk Luna and the goats, feed them dinner, and see what else we get into. The goats are out on our walk, and they love these spruce trees. There's the shelter that I slept in, and Ty's telling Thea all about it. He said, "Did you see my tracks?" And he's telling her about that night he helped me. Luna's checking out the campsite. It was a real cozy spot. I've already told you what I'd change. I'd have the fire a little closer, maybe heat the ground up before. But I think what we're gonna do, if we get time after our walk, I think we will go and check out Cousin Christian's shelter. It might be dark, we'll see, but goats and everybody loves these spruce trees. I'll tell you, spruce trees, everyone knows this, are a blast. We have some big ones on the other side of the house that way. And I mean big where like the lower branches are huge and easy for climbing. And Ty especially loves climbing those. I remember as a kid climbing up spruce trees, Norway spruces, and they were just a blast. There was one at Moraine State Park. We would go on our scout camps. We'd always camp there every year, and every year we'd climb that same tree, and you could even sleep in parts of it with the hammock way up there. It was just a great time. After this past weekend of camping though, I realized this year is going to be a big camping year, and kind of to start, Ty's he's 5, he'll be 6 in October, so he's pretty tough 5-year-old, but I think we're going to teach him a whole lot more about camping. And I'm really going to focus on learning a lot myself to teach him a lot of like bushcraft style skills. A lot I want to get more proficient at and more comfortable with in all types of weather. I think the hardest would be if it was like below 0, right? It was only 16, I think was the low, 15 actually was the lowest, okay? When we camped out this past weekend. I think I'd take that over like 36 in rain. Definitely. When it rains awful, when everything's soaking wet. So that's something I'd like to become very comfortable in. If it's like a downpour, I'd like to be able to get out and start a fire. Take some skills. So a lot to figure out there, a lot to learn, and I'm excited for it. But that's what we're gonna do this year. We're gonna camp a whole lot more, especially in the warmer weather. I'm gonna have Ty out here and teaching him everything. Thea too, she's just 3, so not gonna be as tough on her. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna do a lot of camping this year, and I wanna really focus on my skills this year in that and share them with you as I learn. And I think what's fun about this is I'm just a normal person learning this, right? If you want to watch a professional bushcraft guy, they're all over YouTube, right? There are guys with amazing resumes. I've done it all. Those are the guys to learn from. Our videos, you can kind of, maybe you'll learn some, but you can kind of see me learning. And I think I had what's unique is just the information and the knowledge I have on plants helps in the outdoors, but it's not like those experts at all. So it's gonna be a fun combination of what I know, what I don't know, and putting it together. So that's our plan for the year, on top of a lot of other projects. But those are just some things that I'm gonna be working on. And I mean, we have these woods, why not camp in them all the time? We're fortunate to have this in our backyard. A lot of people don't and have to go somewhere far for that. So I'm gonna really take advantage, especially my kids growing up here. We're really fortunate. But anyways, we're gonna get back to our walk, get back, feed everybody, and then we'll run up to Cousin Christian's and check out his shelter. All Ty does is run, 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 run. And everything here is a hill. So he's up and down, up and down. We got down here to feed them, and I was gonna get some video and realized I didn't have my phone. Somehow I dropped my phone up in the top of the hill there. I don't know if I went to put it in my pocket, but it was buried in the snow. Would have never found it if not for my Apple Watch. So that's why Ty was running down the hill. We just went back up and came down, and now we're gonna feed everybody. Okay, so I went to Cousin Christian's, got a full video of the shelter, and got back and I started thinking I'm not happy with it with the video, and that's just because it was nighttime. So I was running off of the lights on the side-by-side and the flash on my phone, and it's a lot to see, and it just didn't do it justice. So it's now the next day. We're going to go and reshoot that part. I'm going to show you it in the daylight. Today, well, I should say at the start of this video it was 33 degrees if you remember. Now it's 9 degrees. Really cooled off that night into the next morning, and the snow's been snowing real hard. The roads are terrible right now. So that's where we're at now. The weather really changed in 24 hours, and it'll be like this for a while, I think. But we're gonna go check out the shelter and see it in the daytime. We use the DeWalt blower. This works great. 20 volt, does the job. Just trying to get some video, but some tight corners in this long mule. No problem for the mule. This windshield is a game changer, but you still get quite a bit of wind coming in from the back and on the sides here. This is it. Let's take a look over here. So this is a crazy spot, the amount of trees that came down here. You have right here a black cherry. Then you have a group of, well, there's that same black cherry. And then you have a red maple here on the bottom. That's what this root ball is from. And then you have this root ball. I mean, the birds are everywhere around here, but there is an oak, I believe, that one. But anyways, here's his shelter. So let's take a look at this. So we both had talked about it would be great to do it in one of these uprooted trees. But the problem is most of the time, it creates a really big divot, like in here, right? That's pretty deep, so then it holds a lot of water. So whenever you warm up that ground, it's likely gonna be mud, water. You don't know, and you don't really wanna sleep in that. That's not always the case, and where he built actually turned out that way. So he has since been adding to this, and he's got some spruce boughs on top. Found out that's what they're called, is boughs. I thought that was the name, but I called them spruce branches. But this was his shelter in here. So he built it because you have all of these branches to work from. One thing that's interesting about these, you can tell, these did not die. So these came down in spring of 2023. In spring of 2024, all of these sent shoots up. If you look at all of that upward growth on these trees, they were still sending up shoots all over. Pretty amazing how that works. But anyways, the shelter was in here. So what he did is he added a whole bunch of sticks as a wall here. And then on that side, and then he had in here is where he slept. But anyways, that's Cousin Christian's shelter. Unfortunately, our schedules, we couldn't make it work where he could be here in the daylight, or when I could be here in the daylight at the same time. All right, so we're here at Christian Shelter. This is really unique how all these trees went down right in a row. Looks like there's a black cherry or maybe an oak, I can't tell right now, that went down here. And the shelter's in there, huh?
Oh yeah. You got a headlamp. I think it's dark in there.
Yeah. Wow. It's looking good. It's like a house. So there's a maple here, black cherry, a lot of trees that came down and more that way. And what made you pick this? Just because of all the trees down, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I had a terrible spot over there with a pretty big root ball, but kind of made a ditch and the cold air collects in.
Yeah,
ditches,
it does stay cold and wet.
Yeah.
Or it can, you know,
and then
be
if it's
wet.
just the root ball, I couldn't make a lean-to and keep the fire inside of it.
Right.
So luckily I looked over here and it was perfect. I didn't have to walk more than 20 yards for anything.
Yeah, you're right. Plenty of wood. And so you built just walls around this then?
Yeah, really, there was the root ball made one wall. There was kind of a ceiling already. And just stacked some wood that was laying around.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah, that root ball, that's perfect. That keeps it.
Enormous. It's like 4 trees.
And what I noticed about this spot that's unique is it's not a big hole in the ground, but
Right.
it's really nice because normally when those trees come over, it leaves a big hole in the ground, which can hold water. But this is still kind of flat, you know?
Right, yeah. Really lucky. I was not cold for a second.
Yeah, that's what's so nice. That really will provide the best heat shield too. So there it is. Okay, and you got a wall over there. Yeah, that's really nice. So then you just built a fire in here and slept in here.
Yep, at first I started out, saw it on that channel that we watched.
Yeah.
But start a fire in the back where you're gonna lay. Sorry, I just shut the leg. Start a fire back where you're gonna lay. And then scoop all the coals out once the whole area is dried completely.
Right.
And warm, scoop them over to the other side kind of. And then I had my fire over here while I hung out back in there.
That's perfect. And that probably warmed, I imagine, did that warm the root ball up too? Was that warm?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Probably hold heat for a while.
Yeah, the whole area was warm. The only thing I was kind of sketched out about was having a fire under the main brace, but I don't think the tips of flames every now and then is gonna weaken this.
It'd probably take a lot.
Yeah, I don't plan on sleeping.
A lot of room in here.
Yeah, right.
Turned out great.
Really keep
Fortunately, I think it is a better shelter than mine, but
I had significantly more time.
Yeah, but it's nice.
Lucky.
Great spot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, you didn't have Ty's help though.
Well, I was gonna say I wasn't lucky enough to have Ty's help.
Yeah, he's a machine.
I saw that.
Really cool spot though. And now you're adding to it, huh? Putting some spruce boughs on top.
There was no spruce in the area. That was the only
downfall.
It would have been like a 20-minute hike.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's all uphill.
Yeah.
Steep hill.
Is that for me?
Here's a view from this side. It's very spacious in there. He did a great job. A lot of time, a lot of wood here. Nice and tall. These main branches made great supports for that. You can see how spacious it is in there. Got an owl over here. But now after one night in it, is there anything you'd do differently? I learned a lot, but yours is pretty good. I don't know if you changed much.
If I had more time, I'd make the hike for the spruce.
Yeah,
for
right.
Sure. Really just more
Insulate
time.
better.
Oh, and it got a little too hot at one point. I had to
That's
the fire.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Until your pants are like melting.
Yeah.
It scared me. I reached down and touched my pants and it was too hot to touch.
Oh,
So I had to
man.
take a big limb and slide the fire back as far as I could. And then it was like adjusting the heat, you know.
That's crazy.
It was perfect.
I didn't have that problem.
Yeah.
I kept it far enough away. I was afraid that all that spruce would catch fire.
For
so,
sure. Yeah.
But now I wish it was a little closer. So I think I could insulate the spruce on top. So hopefully it wouldn't catch fire.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem because I didn't have as good of a ceiling.
Yeah. Well, nice job.
Gotcha.
Turned out great.
Thank you.
All right, we're back home, just checking in on the chickens, but I think that's it for today. That was Christian's shelter. Very impressed with it. And we are going to do this again before winter's over, and we're going to do a lot more throughout the year. So stay tuned. We'll be doing a lot more of that. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any other ideas on, you know, this kind of camping stuff. You know, anything you'd like to see, any questions, any feedback. And yeah, we're going to do more of it. And especially when it's warmer, we're going to do more where Ty can sleep out. And in the summer, Thea and Kate could sleep out, you know. So that's the plan. But anyways, let me know. I'd love to hear from you, and we will see you on the next video.
Good work. It's all time. I'm heavy.